Hi, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of graphic novels today, some manga, some books, but I just want to mostly focus on mangas and graphic novels today. I realized I had so many. Of course I do. So we're going to wait for our Amazon Live audience to go through, but I hope everybody's having a great Friday. All right, so the first thing, and make sure to join us on Amazon Live too, because there might be some books or graphic novels or mangas that maybe are great last minute Christmas gifts for you guys or things for yourself. I know that sometimes it's like the perfect time to gift yourself some things. So first thing on this list, I meant to say, join us on Amazon Live, which is www.amazon.com/live/dark side of the library. We would definitely love to see you there. All right, so the first thing that is actually on my list, let me get things together here, is my Elgato face cam. Of course, it's awesome. I've been working with it quite a bit. It's been very awesome. I got to turn my actual volume off in case something happens. All right. The next thing I just want to talk about super fast is this cute little candle. So it usually comes in a pack of 5. I did put some of them away, so I'm not able to show you the entire 5-pack. I'll probably pull them out because I always display them. I love this thing. So you can see it looks like wax. It actually is wax, but I love the texture of it. It has, you can probably tell, or it looks like a real candle from far away. Even up close, it kind of looks like a candle. I tricked my husband into thinking it actually was. So I really like these. These kind of set the mood, especially if you like reading kind of it just in a really nice, cozy, warm environment. At least I do, but I also have 3 cats, so I don't want to light a million candles and hope for the best. So I like these battery-operated candles. They do take AA batteries. They do come with a remote control, which is very, very handy. And you can set a timer so you can have them on for 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, etc. You can see it's got a really cool wobble in there, so it looks like an actual flame. I love it. All right, so the first graphic novel I'm going to talk about, I have to be a little quiet about it because it's a gift for my husband. Okay, so here, let me grab it. It's in my hiding spot. This is fantastic. So this is actually on sale right now. Let me see how much. It's 29% off. This is fantastic. So it's leather bound. This makes a great gift. I'm sure if you do read manga, you probably will recognize this author right here. Here's what the spine looks like. Here we go. Rest in peace. I am just so sad about the whole thing. If you are looking for a great dark manga that's like a dark sword and sorcery manga, this is it. This is the one. I can't recommend this one enough. So let me just share with you some of these pages. It is really big. So it's a collection. I can't remember how much the first one is, but I know they're going to be releasing number 12 this month. And then the last installment of this entire series is coming out, I think, in March 2023. So if you are looking for the entire collection of this manga series, highly recommend it. But if you are looking to get started, here's kind of the stuff. I need to make sure to filter some of these images out because this is very, very, very dark. So let me just show you guys the beautiful art. It's stunning. So he does some amazing ink work, line work. He's really famous for it. Again, super dark story, but this is one of my favorites. This is one of my husband's and my favorites. I have to be quiet because he can't know that this is a present. All right, so here's some more. But again, this is a great keepsake. I can't recommend it enough. So if you are a person who's a manga fan, anime, and you are looking for maybe something new, dark fantasy, I do recommend this particular story. It is so cool. So here's our awesome zombies. Yay! I actually do have a Walking Dead comic, so stay tuned for that. And one more, here we go. Beautiful, beautiful ink work and line work. Seriously. So check this one out. I love it. My husband loves it. Great keepsake, but I'm going to put it away so he doesn't know. So hold on a second. Now I can speak. Okay. So the next comic I'm going to talk about is actually Gideon Falls. So let me find this in the carousel really fast. So this one's a really interesting comic. They have deluxe versions of this comic as well. I just have the first volume with me, and then I've gotten some of the rest of them. I haven't finished it yet, but this is really interesting. It's about a black barn. So what it says here, I'll read the back for you. It's been a couple years since I've actually read this, but it says, the legend of the Black Barn tells of an otherworldly building that has appeared and reappeared throughout history, bringing death and madness in its wake. Now its mystery ensnares and entwines the lives of two very different men. One, a recluse, obsessed with finding hidden clues within the city's trash, and then the other is a washed-up Catholic priest finding his place in a small town that hides dark secrets. Neither of them are prepared for what's inside the Black Barn. This is like a psychological thriller. It's really interesting. It's really creepy in a different way. So here's kind of what the art style looks like inside. It's really stunning. So Jeff Lemire is fantastic. Trying to remember. Oh yeah, Andrea Sorrentino's great too in here. So beautiful. I mean, seriously, look at this art style. It's beautiful. The inking is fantastic. I got to also make sure to filter this. Emphasis on dark comics and manga today. So if you are looking for things that maybe are a little more violent, supernatural, horror oriented, though, that's exactly what we're going to go over today. These are great gifts. Again, here's some weird stuff. This is the comic is a little surreal for sure. This is a great way to get started. If you are looking for at least some comics in general that are a little weird or freaky, Image Comics. So the publisher, let me Image right here. Great publisher to look for if you're looking for darker oriented comics. Here's a few more photos, but this is great. This one's one of my favorites. It's really interesting. So check out Gideon Falls. This is another fantastic story. Let's move on. Just real quick, I forgot that I put this in my carousel. I got all excited about that manga. So we have here my backdrop. Really nice. You can get a bunch of different kinds. Kate is a great resource for different backdrops. These are great for the holidays, for Halloween, all kinds of stuff. So check this out, especially if you do live streams. Okay. Next comic I'm going to talk about is Chainsaw Man. So this is a manga. Again, you can tell this is a quite violent manga. We just got addicted to the show, so I had to actually buy this because I need to read it now. So you can see it's ridiculous, but it's really great. So basically, here's what the back of the manga says. Denji is a poor young man who will do anything for money, even hunting down devils with his devil pet, Pochita. He's a simple man with simple dreams, drowning in a mountain of debt, but his sad life gets turned upside down when he's betrayed by someone he trusts. Now, with the power of a devil inside him, Denji becomes a whole new man, Chainsaw Man. So this is a wild manga. But this is really, really popular right now. Like, people are obsessed with this comic. And here's why. You might be able to hear that. I need to make sure to filter this out a little bit. You could see his cute little chainsaw puppy. It's ridiculous. I love it, though. Here's some weird creatures in here. As you can see, they're devils. It's a really interesting story. Here we have Pochita again. Super cute. But I really enjoy just kind of what they've done here with this character, because this character just really has very simple needs. He's like, I just want to have a regular, fun life. Here we go. But he's poor. So, and he gets an opportunity of a lifetime to work for this really interesting company because he made a deal with the devil. The art is fantastic. The story is really great. The characters are hilarious. This is kind of a dark, it's fun. It's dark, but humorous. It's approachable. I need to make sure this is all groovy to share with you guys because it is a family show. He has a lot of different companions that are really fun and also relatable. Hold on here. Great action shots, as you can see. Check out Chainsaw Man. This is really great. Again, great gift option if you do know people who love manga, especially horror manga in general. And this one's really popular. This one's becoming a huge sensation in America right now. So I do recommend this as a gift for any manga readers out there. All right. So let's take a quick break from comics and mangas. I do have a few books here. I need to find things in my carousel, so be patient. All right, so this is another great keepsake. We have the Grimm's Fairy Tales. So this is actually on sale right now for 44% off, so 14 bucks. That's pretty nice. So look at that beautiful art on here. It's embossed. It's got red shinies, creepy trees. The spine is beautiful. This is exactly what I would want if I were, because the library and Beauty and the Beast, this is exactly what I envision having in my future. So it also has gold pages. Really cool. So the only art in here, unfortunately, is this, but it's really cool. I need to move my mic. It's kind of getting in the way. So it's really cool. It's a lot of text, but it has every single Grimm fairy tale you would ever think of. Rumpelstiltskin, Little Red Riding Hood. We even have, Clever Hans, the girl without hands, the devil with the 3 golden hairs. We have the gold children, the fox and the geese. We have Mother Hole is another one. We have the 3 brothers. We have almost every single Grimm fairy tale in here. So if you're looking for a complete Grimm fairy tale book, I do suggest this one. This one came out, I think, in 2017, but people are still in love. It's just a fantastic design, and this is beautiful on a bookshelf. It's old school. It's leather bound. I love it. So check it out. This is a great book, great gift option for anybody who does love fairy tales. So the next thing I'm going to share with you guys, let's see. I'm not going to talk about a comic quite yet. Oh, I forgot. I do have other things as well. So I've got these candle holders. So I was saying I like to create a specific environment anytime I'm reading, just because, I don't know, it's nice to have a warmly lit room, blankets, fireplace, and then a nice little cozy book. Cozy meaning dark and creepy, but whatever, it's fine, to each their own. So this is really fun. I really enjoy this. So this holds candles, but when it slowly melts, you can actually have wax coming out of its eye. It's really cool. This is a cool gift option as well. If you do know anybody who loves skulls, the one thing I didn't realize was when I did buy this is it has a flame. It's like a flamey skull. It's kind of hilarious, but I like it. It's cool. The wax coming out of the eyes is also really awesome. And I need more candle holders, things that'll actually hold these kinds of candles. I'll buy a bunch of these, but I never had candle holders for them. So I'm really excited that I bought some. All right, let me move on to an actual book. Bear with me. Okay, so we have Slewfoot. So this is by Brahm, who he's more known as an artist, but he is an awesome writer as well. So this is really beautiful. It's a tale of bewitchery. This is probably, so if you like witchy colonial time books, like witch hunts, that kind of thing, this is the book I've always wanted. So this is turning everything a little upside down. It's fiction, but he pulls from specific fairy tales or myths from Native American origin, which is really cool, and ties it all together to kind of explain the dark forest element, which is fun. We have our main character in here. I think her name is Tabitha. Abatha. Sorry, Abatha. She is a awesome female protagonist. She's super cool. She's just fiery. She doesn't take no for an answer. She's like, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. Screw everybody else. Who cares? And I love her. She's really great. So another thing about all of Brahms' novels is he always provides his art inside of it. So an example of that is we have Abatha here. Beautiful painting. And then I'll share with you one more or like two more pages here just to kind of, he does a lot of creepy creature art too. And I love it because some of these creatures that he's describing are so wild and it's hard to imagine. So this was actually helpful. Sometimes people don't like that because it gives you an illustration of a character and you're like, wait, I wanted to imagine that myself. But with these kinds of weird creatures, it was really helpful because I was like, I don't know what he's talking about. This is a crazy god figure. So these guys were really cool. He has a couple other paintings in here, which you can find if you do buy this book. But it's really an amazing story. It's awesome. It's exactly what I would hope for in a witch hunt story in colonial period. It's great. Our female protagonist is awesome. The art is cool. As you can see, check out all of his other works too. You can click through and find more of Brahms stuff. He's got really cool stuff. So this book is on sale for 15% off. I love it. All right, moving on. Gotta put this away. Okay, so we have another volume of comics by Image that people, this is a great series. So I have to filter this one out too, but we have Saga. So what this is about is we have hold on. It's a sweeping tale of one young family fighting to find their place in the universe. When two soldiers from opposite sides of a never-ending galactic war fall in love, they risk everything to bring a fragile new life into a dangerous old world. It is a really crazy, fun graphic novel. So let me show you what it looks like. So I have to filter all this out. Beautiful, brightly colored comic. The art is so good. Really cool creatures in here and ideas and concepts, as you can see here. It's a definitely more sci-fi, it's definitely more humorous. I have to make sure you guys can't see some of the bad photos. Okay, here we go. Very cool stuff. Thank you, Richard, for all of that. I really appreciate it. Richard is super awesome. So I really appreciate you stopping by. Okay, got to filter some more stuff out. I think this is okay. Okay, we're good. This should be fine. But you notice it's a pretty colorful comic book, and it's really it's more humorous than dark, I would say, but there are dark humor. It's dark humor. Definitely sci-fi. Super fun. Check this one out if you are looking for a new series. This has won a lot of awards, actually, and I don't think they're quite done with the story yet. I have yet to dive into everything in here, but it's well worth the read, especially if you're a graphic novel fan. So check out Saga. Look at the art on the back too. Just freaking cool. Phenomenal stuff. Okay. So let me actually talk about a comic I have read recently. It's the Walking Dead comic. So this one's, let's see, 41% off. So I've been holding off. Oh, it's so big. So this is huge. Okay. This is issues 1 through 48 of The Walking Dead. So I ripped through this when our power went out, and we didn't have power for 3 days. So I was like, well, I'm just going to sit there and watch The Walking Dead. And I've become obsessed with this, but the price point is so high for these compendiums, understandably so. But I was like, I can't dish out $50 per compendium. Right now, it is $23.49. So you can get started with The Walking Dead. I recommend this. So if you are a Walking Dead fan, like if you like the show, it's well worth the read because it's not the same. It's not the same at all. Like there's a lot of similarities. Some of the things that they go through are the same, but there's characters that are alive in here that are dead in the show, and then vice versa. It's really fun. So let me show the art to you guys. You can probably see beautiful Michonne there. and her katanas. I also have to make sure this isn't too violent, but Walking Dead is violent. It's all black and white. Still kind of the, hold on. It's still the perspective. Our main character is Rick Grimes, as it is in the show. Although it did kind of stem off in the very end. Here we go. I hope I didn't do something violent. I might have. All right. So we do have a lot of new characters, interesting plot points that are a little different than the show too. I highly recommend this. The only qualm I have is that it is huge. It's a massive read, but it is really fun. I like seeing a different story from this world. It's almost like an alternate, not history, but it's just like an alternate view of The Walking Dead. Some other things that could have happened. Obviously, we don't have characters like Daryl in here because he was not a character. Here we go. Here's some more. So check this out. This is really, really great. Hold on a second. Need to make sure. But yeah, cool. Honestly, this would make a fantastic gift. I personally have been I'm hoping somebody's going to give me volume 2. I'm hoping. Like, that's all I've wanted really for Christmas is the second volume of this. But check this out if you want to get started. It's really awesome. Issues 1 through 8. It's really great. And there's 4 compendiums. They finished the entire story, so you can actually read the entire Walking Dead right now. It's pretty great. And they've finished the show too, so it all works out. Check it out. Okay, I'm going to put this down here because I don't want to ruin it. All right, so the next thing I want to share with you guys, this one's not super dark, but maybe this will be a great gift. This was actually gifted to me. It's called Beneath the Moon. So this isn't a comic book, but it's kind of a visual storytelling. It's mythology, folktales, and other stories from all around the world. This is by Yoshi Yoshitani. So she has beautiful stories from across the globe. It's featured right here. You can see where it is. This is a Chinese and Danish fairy tale called The Nightingale. So you can read about it, kind of a summary of this story or the story itself, depending on the length of it. And she's given you a beautiful illustration at the same time. It's really, really awesome. Here we have the Timbo tree. Tom Lin. The Legend of the Watermelon. We also have Turandot, which is a Chinese Arabic folktale. Beautiful artwork, super stunning. So I really enjoy this. I wonder if she has she has a table of contents right here as well. It's super nice and beautiful. This will make a great gift too for anybody who does love fairy tales, especially global mythology. This is definitely up my alley. I mean, it's got a lot of cool stuff in here. It's really cool. Another thing too, which I didn't put in my carousel, this book is associated with her tarot card deck, which is the Tarot of the Divine. So if you are also into tarot cards, you can click through our shop into our tarot card section, and you can find the tarot card set that goes with this as well. The tarot card set doesn't have the full story and the full myth, so it's cool to have both side by side. But all of these, so 78 myths here, it encompasses her 78 tarot cards as well. So if you are into that, or if you know somebody who is, this is a great compendium to have with that tarot card guide book. Oh my goodness, I can't talk today. Here is Beneath the Moon by Yoshi Yoshitani. This is, let's see, 10% off today. There's a lot of sales going on today. Secrets. Everybody's done shopping because Cyber Monday and Black Friday are over, but there's still some sales going on. Okay, I need to drink a quick cup of coffee, or not the whole cup, but. So for those of you that just joined me today, over on Amazon Live or anywhere, make sure to give us a follow if you do like dark books. We do more than just that. We have horror trivia, gothic toys and dolls for kids. We do a lot of witchy essentials. So if that's up your alley, make sure to give us a follow because we do live stream often. And you can follow us here at Dark Side of the Library on all of our socials and our podcast as well, which covers a lot of different dark books. All right, so I'm going to talk about Critical Role Origins real fast. So this is 42% off, which is killer. So here it is. I had to find it. Okay, so I'm sure I would hope the dream is that everybody knows what Critical Role is, but maybe they don't, which is fine. Critical Role is a huge, it's a bunch of voice actors that got together to do basically a podcast, and they recorded themselves playing D&D. And this was their first campaign, but they started recording kind of in the middle of their campaign a little bit. They were already a well-established party. So these comic books talk about their origin story. And it is so awesome because we never got that in the podcast. It was we just were dropped right in the middle of a big campaign. So if you are curious about all of our Vox Machina characters like Grog and Keyleth and Vax and Vex, etc., you can get all of that with the Origin comic books. So this is volume 1. Thank you so much, Richard. I really appreciate it. You are so awesome. You are just a dream. All right. So so if you are curious about any of the characters, start with volume 1. I think they might have some other origins that are specific to each character. So we have like a Vax and a Vex origin story. We have a Keyleth origin story. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, because even on the origin story, we kind of start with the characters meeting a little bit further, but rather than like the true origin story. So I'm just going to share some of this art with you guys. It's a typical D&D campaign, but there's a lot of dark aspects to it. It's really fun. I love Vox Machina a lot. They are fantastic. I'm not sure. It's hard if I like the Mighty Nine or Vox Machina more. And then they have a third campaign going on, and I only have listened to like 3 episodes. It's just been so busy this year. It's hard to kind of sit down each week for 4 hours and listen, but I would really love to. I think if it were in a comic style or shortened version, I would more likely read and listen to or whatever the third campaign. So check this out. I know a lot of people are trying to get into D&D these days. This is kind of a great way to introduce D&D even to just anybody. It's a great story. We have the pretty standard classes too. We've got our bard and our rogue and druid and barbarian. So we have like our classic D&D classes. Critical Role is amazing. So if you want to share something really fantastic, these guys are great. And it's their origin story. So check this out. All right. So next up, I gotta make sure I get this all right. Okay. So this book I haven't read, but I've heard some crazy stuff about it. So here it is. This is actually 25% off right now. It's called 40. This is the author of Bolt. So it's Alan Heathcock. I'm going to read what the sleeve says. I have not read it. It's not a terribly long book, but it's received a lot of accolades from lots of people. So, and I think it's one of those books you have to read. Even the sleeve is going to be really confusing. So I'll do my best here to share what this says. Okay. Oh, I might need some water for this. Hold on a second. Okay. So this is an American myth of the future, a vision of civil war, spectacle, and disaster of biblical proportions. All right. And if you guys, whoever has joined me on YouTube or Amazon Live, if you have read this book, feel free to share your thoughts about it. I'd love to hear. Okay. So in a future ravaged by natural disaster, pandemic, and political unrest, a fundamentalist faction emerges in North America As the Novae Terrae gain power, enticing civilians with bread and circuses, a civil war breaks out between its members and the U.S. government. Mazzie Goodwin, a young soldier, wants only to find her little sister Ava. One day, she wakes in a bomb crater to find wings have sprouted from her back. Has she died? Been given wings by God? Ever undergone a military experiment? The world sees a miracle. Mazzie is coaxed into seeing it as an opportunity to become the angel-like figurehead of the revolution in return for being reunited with her sister. This is interesting. Okay, so I'm not done yet. I apologize. Her journey leads her to new Los Angeles, where the Novae have set up the headquarters for their propaganda machine, right in the ruins of Hollywood. Aided by friends old and new, she must navigate a web of deceit while staying true to herself. So this is it says it's told in sharp, haunting prose, as cinematic as it is precise. This is a dizzying, fantastical novel about the dangers of blind faith, the temptation of spectacle, and the love of family. Interesting. So I have not, again, read this, but this has been talked about for a while now. I think I've been a little afraid to read this just because it seems like it is all over the place and I'm afraid of being disappointed. But I will try to sit down and read this during the winter season just because everybody's talked about it. So check out 40 if this is kind of up your alley. This seems like a very extreme view of where our future might be going. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? So check this out. Interesting stuff. And I love this cover. It's pretty dark. All right. So moving on, we're going to talk about another comic book. It's on the very bottom. Well, not the very bottom. It's close to the bottom. Here we go. All right. This is called Snow, Glass, and Apples. Let me find this in the carousel. This is 41% off right now. Pretty good deal. So this is $11.79. Beautiful artwork. This is by Neil Gaiman. Fantastic writer. I'm sure a lot of us have started watching Sandman and people are like, oh, I love Neil Gaiman now. I mean, American Gods. We have the Graveyard Book. There's a lot of stuff he's done. Check out some of his smaller works too, like this one with Colleen Doran. So I need to kind of filter some of this out because there is quite a bit of violence in this. This is a retelling of Snow White. And it's really fantastic. So here is what the art looks like. I probably need to bookmark all of the things because I've shared this a few times. But you can see it's dark, but really beautiful. It has a lot of ornate detail. I also need to make sure not to have this pointed at the camera while I'm flipping through. So you can see I love that each panel kind of flows into each other. It's really stunning. The color palettes they've used really showcase a specific feeling. Okay, I need to find some other pages for you guys to share. I think we're okay here. Here we go. Beautiful work. So Neil Gaiman does not do the art here, by the way. He just does the writing. So he's the one who's written the retelling of Snow White part. Here is some more. This is dark, but still not terribly violent here. I know there's a picture of the 7 dwarves in here, so I'll just share one more photo. But again, need to filter it out. So, oh no, where are you? Is this it? There's a few more pictures, but check this out. This is a beautiful gift option for anybody in your life who does like Neil Gaiman or fairy tale retellings. So it says a chilling fantasy retelling of the Snow White fairy tale. A not so evil queen is terrified of her monstrous stepdaughter and determined to repel this creature and save her kingdom from a world where happy endings aren't so happily ever after. So it's a bit of a switch. I like it. So check it out. Snow, Glass, and Apples. It's not that big of a read. Really great gift. Keepsake. It's a hardback. Really cool. Beautiful art style. Okay. Next thing I'm going to share with you guys today I might as well share it since it's right here. It's called There's a Ghost in This House. So I want to share this with you guys too. It's so hard to find this book on Amazon. I don't know why. It's such a pain, but it's such a cute little kids book. So if you are interested in kind of darker books in general, even for kids, make sure to give us a follow because we do cover some kid-friendly darker books too. They even have cute little Krampus books, or Mothman. Hazydale Press has a cute picture book. Anyway, lots of cute books here. Okay, so There's a Ghost in This House by Oliver Jeffers. So adorable already. Let me skip a little bit. So you're traveling with this adorable little girl who's trying to find ghosts in her massive house. You can see it's a bit of a mix of actual photography, and I think this is a paper cutout on the photography. It's cute. So you can see too, when you flip the photo or flip this page here, it's kind of clear and you can overlap it and you can see cute little ghosts. They're revealed. So here she's like, some say they are white with holes for eyes. And then you flip it over and there they are. It's really cute. I love this concept. It's so much fun. You could probably do this for a bunch of different ideas, but the fact that they're using it for a haunted house is really cute. I've heard some have chains and haunt the halls. Adorable, right? Hi, Anna. So something too to keep in mind that this winter season, apparently, I just learned this the other day, is in Victorian times, during this period of time, during the holidays and Christmas time, it was tradition to actually talk about ghost stories, which I love that idea. It's so awesome. So we're trying to revitalize this whole Victorian ghost story thing. And this is a great book for little kids to start them out with ghosts or introduce them to the whole idea of ghosts, because these guys are so cute. It's hard to be scared of adorable ghosts like this. All right. It says, have you ever seen a ghost? Do you know what they look like? This is a cute photo. Isn't it cute? I love it. And I'll do one more page. Do they only come out at night? It's a really great book. This is awesome. And I think it's on sale right now. So this is 43% off. Pretty good sale. There's a lot of good sales today, I have to be honest. Almost every single book on this list is on sale right now. So yeah, definitely check this book out. It's really cute. Great introduction to ghost stories. You're traveling through this really awesome, adorable mansion. You can see the really cute ghost right here. Super fun, interactive book to read together with your kids. They would totally enjoy this. All right, so the next thing I'm going to talk about, we're going to go back into some graphic novels here that I haven't talked about quite yet. Hold on a second. I got to find it. Here we go. This one's called The Wicked and the Divine. Here we go. All right. So every 90 years, 12 gods return as young people. They are loved. They are hated. In 2 years, they are all dead. It's happening now, and it's happening again. This is interesting. It's kind of an interesting mythology story, but there are some darker elements, but the art style is interesting. So here we go, and it's beautiful. Look at this. For real, beautiful stuff. Also, this is my first time here. Oh, thank you. So I actually do have the background in my carousel. Let me just share that really fast because I know exactly where it is in my carousel. Oh no, I think I just exited out of that Amazon app. Amazon app is so frustrating. Okay, so here we go. Return to live stream. So the background is Kate. So it's right here in the carousel. Unfortunately, it's not for sale, but it's a decent price. This is a 7x5. So not huge. It's reasonable size. Some of these backdrops can be wild and huge. But check out their website. They have a lot of different backdrops, different kinds, they've got like graveyards, they have fantasy ones, they have like Valentine's and Christmas ones. So just check it out. You can what you can click through this carousel and find a bunch of cool stuff there. Okay, sorry, I'm losing my voice. So we're gonna go back to this comic. Thank you, Anna, though, for the compliment. That's really nice of you. All right, The Wicked and the Divine. I think this is actually won awards as well. So this is, again, Image Comics. Super beautiful art style. I need to filter it out because, again, this is a dark comic book. Even though it looks so vibrant and bright, I love it. Okay, so here we go. Just trying to make sure everything is lined up and not bad. Yeah, of course, Anna. Thank you for asking. A lot of people do ask about the backdrop. It is pretty nice and convenient. Beautiful art style. Beautiful storytelling as well. So here's another character in here. We're going through each character and kind of their what's going on with them. So if you are trying to get started on an interesting a story or find a unique gift for somebody who likes graphic novels, this is a really interesting story. I do recommend it. Check this out. Let me find one more photo. Just really beautiful stuff. So this is The Wicked and the Divine. Beautiful graphic novel. It's kind of an interesting, if you like mythology, you'll probably like this particular novel. It's not too dark either. Like it's got some dark elements, but it's not dark and sinister and horror or anything like that. So check that out. Okay. Next thing. Oh, here, let me talk about, I've been kind of glazing over my books. I have a couple nonfiction books just because I love reading nonfiction during the winter season. I don't know why. I just feel like it's a good time to really sit down with yourself and, I don't know, learn something new. So speaking of mythology, like from the previous graphic novel, this is a nonfiction book. It's called Underland. This is on sale for 30% off. As vibrant and beautiful as this cover looks, we're talking about the underworld. How fun is that? So here's what the back of the book says. In Underland, the author delivers an epic exploration of the Earth's underworlds as they exist in myth, literature, memory, which is wild, and the land itself. So we are traveling through the dizzying expanse of geologic time. From prehistoric art in Norwegian sea caves to the blue depths of the Greenland ice cap to a deep sunk hiding place where nuclear waste will be stored for 100 years to come. I am really pumped to read this. It sounds so interesting. It has actual photos in here. Let me see if I can find some. But it's there to kind of illustrate some of the actual landscapes that exist here on Earth. Oh no, I keep passing them. Hold on a second. I just passed one. I thought I could catch it. So we have some paintings, actual landscapes and photography featuring actual places, which is fantastic. So I love that it's trying to intertwine actual mythology and our actual Earth together, because mythology is just in a lot of places, in a lot of myths, was a tool used to describe specific landscapes. An example of this is like in Australia. A lot of the native first peoples in Australia, they would actually talk about some toxic areas in their mythology or dangerous areas, and they are actually dangerous. And they've been talking about this for like 10,000 years or whatever. So it's crazy cool. So check out Underland. It's really fun. If you are somebody who likes mythology and biology and the world around them, check it out. This is a cool book about the underworld. All right, next one I want to share with you guys today. I need to make sure I'm covering all the things. This is, I love this book. It's so great. I need to find it in my carousel real fast though. It's Night Eaters. It is super good. It just came out in October. It is 16% off right now. Thank you so much, Richard, for being awesome. Okay, So Marjorie Liu and Santa Takeda, they did a graphic novel together that won many awards called Monstrous, and they're coming back together to start another series of stories called The Night Eaters. So this is the first volume. It's called She Eats the Night, or first book. They're going to have 4 books in total. Unfortunately, book 2 comes out next year in October, and I'm super bummed about it. It's going to take forever, but I understand it takes a long time to get these massive graphic novels together, and Santa Takeda and Marjorie Liu are fantastic. So you can see the art is stupendous. It's great. Here is some of how the inside looks, and you can see Santa Takeda does a great job with a very oh my god, I just lost my words. It's not vibrant, it's very subdued color palette. It's more watercolor, and her line work is kind of sketchy. It's just really beautiful. There's a lot of detail in the background that's just really, really subtle. So this is about a lot of different things. It's kind of more of a horror comedy. So we have a house that's across the street from the family that is clearly haunted, but it's also, it needs to be taken care of. And the mom of the family, the matriarch, she's like, we're going to go clean up this house. And the kids are like, nah, I don't want anything to do with this creepy house. As you can see, creepy house. But so it's about that, the supernatural elements there. But it's also about generational, like there's a lot of generational differences, how older generations would handle certain stresses versus younger generation. We have immigration. We have, so kids whose parents immigrated from another country to America, and how they're different than the parents who actually immigrated, and the different stresses and hardships associated with that. So there's a lot of different elements in this story that are really fun. The kids are trying their best. They're twins, but they're not the best workers. And then the parents, all they ever did was work. And they're immigrants. They were like, we want a better life for our children, but they work their butts off. So it's a really great story, mixing all of these elements together, and demons. How fun is that? So, and comedy. It's really fun. It's a great story. I really, really love it. Marjorie Liu is a fantastic storyteller. So check out The Night Eaters. It's their newest comic. And then let's move on to something else. I'm trying to see where I'm at today. I feel really wordy today. Okay. I have a couple actual books. I think I've gone through all of my graphic novels. Oh no, I have one more graphic novel, but I'll share that after a couple other things. So we have, let me get there. Oh, okay. One more nonfiction, which I've been meaning to read. It is 24% off today. I feel like there's a lot of books on sale today. So if you are looking for a really dark, sinister read for the chilly season, this might be the time to look. All right. I like serial killer books. That's just something that's well known here on Dark Side of the Library, at least on our podcast. This is by Dr. Anne Wolbert Burgess, who, if you've ever watched the Netflix series Mindhunters, she's the doctor. She's the lady in the Mindhunters group, the scientist who's helping identify what serial killers look like. So she wrote a book, I think a year ago. I think it's been a year, called A Killer by Design. So you're learning about all of these little intricate details about previous cases, like Ed Kemper, who was in the Mindhunters. He's like the really big guy that has like a really insane IQ. But she goes over some notorious serial killers in here. But you also get to see it's a bit different because this isn't a focus on the serial killers. It's about being a female investigator and scientist in that period of time, investigating what usually is more male serial killers. So just her story, her perspective, what it was like in the job as well. Here she is receiving awards. It's a really great story. Like there's a lot of it's got a story behind it, but there's a lot of facts as well about serial killers and the research process and how all of those things are done. So if that is something of interest to you, this is a nonfiction by Dr. Ann Wolbert Burgess. Fantastic. She was a part of the Mindhunters crew. If you've watched the show or if you are a FBI person who loves this kind of stuff, check this out. It's really great. All right, next story I'm going to talk about, because I'm running out of time. Oh, goodness. I have yet to read this one. It's called The Luminaries. This has received a lot of good recognition so far. It just came out. I think it came out in November. Yes. So it's got a gorgeous cover. Love it. So what it is, it's hunt or be hunted, the forest awaits. So let me read the sleeve really quickly. All right, so our main character is Winnie Wednesday. I know the name is kind of ridiculous, but it's still good, I promise. So she wants nothing more than to join the Luminaries. It's an ancient order that protects the town and the rest of humanity from the monsters and nightmares that rise in the forest of Hemlock Falls every night. Ever since her father was exposed as a witch and a traitor, Winnie and her family have been shunned by the town. But on her 16th birthday, she can take the deadly luminary hunter trials and prove herself true and loyal and restore her father's good name or die trying. So, but in order to survive, she enlists the help of the one person who can train her, and his name is Jay Friday, the resident bad boy and Winnie's ex-best friend. While Jay might be the most promising new hunter in Hemlock Falls, he also seems to know more about the nightmares of the forest than he should. So not all monsters can be slain, and not all nightmares are confined to the dark. This is a great YA read if you're looking for something. It's dark. It's got the witchy element, supernatural, dark forests. Check out The Luminaries by Susan Dennard. And then my last graphic novel here. So it's called Through the Woods. Let me get to it really fast. I say really fast every time, but it's never fast. I'm sorry, it's never fast. Okay, so it's 28% off everything, I swear, all the books. So this is by Emily Carroll. If you like fairy tales, but you've read all of the Grimm fairy tales, and you're like, I want something new, check this out. So there's a list of 6 fairy tales in here. Well, her own fairy tales in here. The art style is kind of cutesy, so it might seem a little off-putting because you're like, is this dark? But it is. It kind of hits you in the face a little bit because you see the characters. I mean, like, look at it. It's super cute. But the story reads like a fairy tale. It flows super nice. It's just beautifully done. And the illustrations alongside are really sinister. Each story is on its own really beautiful. It doesn't have any overlap. So I notice sometimes when people write their own fairy tales, they tend to have a very similar storytelling on each fairy tale. So it's like little girl against a ghost. And then the next story will be little girl against crocodile monster. And it's like, let's move on and do something else besides little girl running away from a monster. So she does a great job with different characters, different kinds of stories, different supernatural elements. Some are really wild and far-fetched. Others are really grounded and more eerie than they are in your face. So I definitely recommend this. Stunning artwork, beautiful storytelling. This is Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. I super love it. And then I think I actually missed a couple graphic novels here. I did. Okay, so we're doing a couple mangas here. I guess I'll end with Land of the Lustrous. I'm going to talk about Angel Sanctuary really quick. So this is actually a pretty old graphic novel, but it holds up pretty well. It's a little surreal. If you like heaven versus hell stuff, this is definitely a really interesting story. It's got beautiful, beautiful artwork. So let me see if I can find some. I also need to filter this out because there's some weird monsters in here and demons. So here we go. The art there's a lot of detail. It's really beautiful. The cover is stunning. There are over 20 plus volumes of this. It is, let's see. Okay. So angels, demons, and sinners. So this is going to be a little weird. No, I'm not going to tell you the storyline. You're going to have to figure this out yourself. Check this out if you want anything that's about devils and angels fighting each other. It's beautiful, interesting. Some might call it weird because it is, but check out Angel Sanctuary. The next one and the last book that I'm going to talk about is Land of the Lustrous. There we go. Okay. This is kind of an underrated manga, in my opinion. I don't know a lot of people that talk about this one. I'm not sure why. It's gorgeous. So we have crystalline creatures. So these guys are all embodiments of crystals. So they're called the Lustrous, and they are hunted down by these creatures called the Lunarians. And we have our main character here, Foe, and I can't remember her full name. It's Phosphophilite, which apparently I need to look up. So apparently that is the most fragile and brittle of gems. So she's kind of trying to find her way through this world where she can't really be a warrior because that's just how she was born this way. She can't, because if she's a warrior and she gets hit, she's just going to fall apart into pieces, which does happen. So she's trying to find a way to fit into this world of crystals, being the most fragile, technically the weakest crystal. But a lot of the stronger crystals are going missing. And the Lunarians actually make the crystalline figures, the Lustrous, they make them into decorations. So that's why the Lustrous are avoiding them and fighting them. The art is interesting and beautiful. It's different than a lot of manga. And the story is really great. I like stories where, you know, not all of us are. There's a lot of stories where it's like, well, if you work really hard and you do your best, you can be the greatest of the great. But it's true. So, you know, like we're all born differently and we all have different traits. And sometimes you just can't. You can't work your way and you have to adjust and make changes. And I really enjoy Land of the Lustrous. It's really a beautiful story. It's unique. So that is my whole carousel of all these mangas and graphic novels and some books as well. Make sure to subscribe and like and to follow us if you do like stuff like this, the dark side of the library, any horror graphic novels or weird stuff. We tend to do this a lot, so you'll be notified of any of our live streams. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to also follow us on our socials. You'll see that all down here at Dark Side of the Library, and our podcast if you are looking for scary books for the spooky season. Thanks again for chatting with me today, especially Richard and Anna today. That was awesome. And Carrie, hello. I just saw Carrie's comment. Yeah, so check it all out. If you guys, I'll stay on for like maybe a couple seconds. If anybody has any comments, make sure to comment down below. If there's anything you want me to go over real quick, I'll just chill here for a second and wait, because maybe there's a lot of people that just randomly showed up today. Thank you, Richard. I hope you have a really awesome day too. I really appreciate you stopping by and commenting and promoting. It means a whole lot to us. All right, you guys, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Hold on. Oh. I hope you guys get all of your Christmas shopping done. Click through a lot of these things in the carousel. There are a lot of items, especially books, on sale today. And most of these graphic novels and books that I did go over are on sale at least 20, sometimes even up to 40 to 50% off today. All right, we are now officially ready to go. All right, thank you guys again. Make sure to give me a follow. I will see you in the next live stream.